All right, what's going on? Welcome back to episode 6 of Ball Talk with Brickley. A little different setup than usual today. We are back at home after a long school year. So let's get this started. First thing, it's probably going to be a shorter episode, but I'd like to talk about the conference finals first. Then we'll get into the finals. And then talk a little NFL draft recap, talk a little baseball, and NBA drafts on Tuesday. So we talk a little bit about that. But first, let's talk about the conference finals. First, first we'll start in the Eastern Conference. It was Knicks versus. Oh my God, I'm tweaking. It was the Knicks versus the Cavs. I didn't know that actually. Um, it was sweet. Um, Not particularly close. I mean, game one was an overtime game that, um, Cleveland had in their hands. And I'll get into that a little bit. Um, Cleveland was up in this game by 22 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Now, we've seen collapses, as we saw in the NBA Finals, and we'll get to that later on. But we've seen collapses. We've seen collapses, right? But none like this. I mean, to be up 22 with 8 minutes to go in the fourth and not being able to close it out, that's crazy. I mean, let me just so I get the recaps. I watch real, like real the real app. It says Knicks were on a 44-11 run to end this game. They were down. What is it? 93. Or they were up 22. I think it was. Let me see what it was. 90, like 93 to 71 is what it was. 93 to 71. And Brunson just took over. I mean, 38 points, 5 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. Bridges had 18. Mikal Bridges really turned it up. After we talked about that in the last episode, turned it up after that Hawks series, and after that game, what was that, game 5? Game 5, he had like a 20 point, and he just kept the momentum going, and I think that's really something that's really notable because a lot of people were hating on him. Cleveland just went cold at the wrong time, and and the Knicks just got hot at the right time. Um, there's not really much to talk about. I think after this game, it was over because I was actually at a Cubs game when this game happened, so I was watching it on real, and I saw they were up like 20, like going into the 20 with like 9 minutes left, and I'm like, yeah, it's over. And then I check, and that's a 4 point game. Then they force overtime, and then they blitz them in overtime, and just dominate overtime. And I was talking to my dad about this, and we agreed Cleveland's Cleveland saw this series loss in this game. Um, Donovan Mitchell at 29, Harden shot 5 bad playoffs from Harden as per usual. Um, that's all I can really say about that game. Um, All time collapse. Game two was close to halftime, um, but then the Knicks just ran away with it in the third and didn't look back. They were up 15 going into the fourth, and they didn't look back. So, um, game three, was at 11. It was a 13-point Knicks win. Um, just a four-quarter effort from them. Then game 4 was just a blowout. Um, there's not really much to talk about in this series other than that game 1. That game 1 was huge, but other than that, not much to talk about there. Western Conference. Spurs Thunder. Loved this series. I wanted 7 games after that first game, and we got 7 games. Game 1, Spurs win in double OT. Wemby 41 and 24. All-time performance from the Frenchman, 7-5. Shea with a stinker. Stefan Castle really was locking him down this series. Shout out Dylan Harper, game 1. 24 points, 11 boards, 6 assists, 7 steals. It's ridiculous from a rookie. It's ridiculous. And that was... De'Aaron Fox was out and he stepped up. We'll talk about De'Aaron Fox later because there's a lot to say about that man. But yeah, this game, I mean, OKC shot 40% from the field, 37% from 3. And they didn't get the free throws to go their way. Spurs had 10 more free throws. So, good for them. Champagny didn't shoot great in this game. Steph Castle, 17 and 11. 13 from Vassell, 13 from Keldon. OKC wasted an absolute Alex Caruso legacy game. 8 threes made, 31 points on 58% shooting. It's unbelievable. J-Dub hit 26, and the rest of the team just didn't show up. All-time game 1. Game 2, OKC comes back and takes it. Shea came back with a 30-9 game. It was just an all-around effort from everyone else. Wemby, 21 and 17. Had a good game. Steph Castle at 25. Devin Vassell at 22. So, I mean, it was honestly just good hoops. It was a pretty good. Game 2 was pretty good. Game 3, OKC. OKC second half just took over. It was a 7-point game at half, and they just didn't give it back. Spurs were up. Spurs. This is the game the Spurs started 15 to 15-0. They were 15-0, and OKC came back. Wemby had 26, but good game, good performance. Jordan Kane, great 24 points, made some tough buckets. Jalen Williams, not J Dub, 24 or 18 points, some clutch buckets. I remember him hitting an and 1-3. That was pretty huge. Let me just adjust myself. All right, here we go. Let's see. Game 4, Spurs came back and blew them out. Wemby, 33. I mean, back against the wall, must-win game. Don't want to go down 3-1. Wemby comes to play. Shea gets locked down. And it was just, they held him to 82 points, which in 2026 is unbelievable. Game 5, OKC wins, 127-114. Shea had 32, Caruso 22, Chet 16, Jaron Kane 20 off the bench. When we shot 4 for 15. It just wasn't a good game at all. Steph Castle was actually hooping in this series, so I'll give him that. Game 6 must win. Spurs come out and win by 27. I mean, Wemby 28 and 10. Harper at 18. Steph Castle 17. Let me remind you these guys' ages. Wemby is, I believe, might be 22, 23. Wemby's 22. He'll turn 23 during the season next year in January. Steph Castle's 21, And Dylan Harper's 20. Just turned 20, by the way. Right? Yeah. He was born in 2006. It's ridiculous. Um, Game 7. I watched this game at work. Um, who got the clutch? Yep. Um, so one moment in this game that I really want to talk about was Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett, they turned the ball over. The Spurs turned the ball over. Isaiah Hartenstein running down the court. He's got an easy dunk. And Luke Cornett chased down, blocked by James moment. NBA Finals moment. His legacy will forever be defined by this moment. Because this is a turning point in the game, right? Because if he gets that free dunk, 4-point game, 6.5 minutes left. But Luke Cornett gets that block. They go down court, get a lay. OKC calls timeout or something like that. Something like that happens. And just unbelievable stuff from Luke Cornett. On this game 7, Wemby had 22. Honestly, an all-around performance. Julian Champagnie had 20. And I think that was really he was really kind of the guy that I was trying to key in on going into the series as to whether or not they were going to win this series or lose this series. It was going to come down to Julian Champagnie. It was going to come down to Keldon Johnson. It was going to come down to De'Aaron Fox. Because I knew Steph Castle was going to come to play. And based off of what I saw earlier in the playoffs from Dylan Harper, I knew he was going to come to play. And they did. De'Aaron Fox had 15. Champagnie had 20. Keldon had 11. Shea had 35. He did everything he could in this game. He had tough step backs. The bucket he was getting was unbelievable. Case and Wallace had 17. Caruso just played good all series and just couldn't get it going this series. Shot 3 of 14 in a game 7. So, I mean, great series. And then the finals. Let's talk about it. I mean, everyone was saying, oh, the East has no shot. Oh, whoever comes out of this Western Conference is gonna win this game, win this finals in 4 or 5. Couldn't have been actually the opposite. The East won in 5. The Knicks won in 5. And let's go to Game 1. Game 1 in San Antonio. I mean, the Knicks won 105-95. Spurs had a lead and choked it. I mean, it was a story of this series. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. Brunson had 30 in this game. Cat had 18 and 12. OG had 17. Josh Hart, 3 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and a block. Did what he did what he usually does for the team. Landry Shamet, 13 points off the bench, made 3 threes. And Spurs had a lead, and I remember watching this game. It was game 1. Brunson they were down, and it was back and forth for a little bit there. Knicks were up 8. Spurs went on a 9-0 run. And then Brunson comes down with 11 straight points for the Knicks, by the way, and hits a corner 3. And after Wemby hit those 2 free throws to put them up by 1, 11-0 runs for the Knicks to end the game. So, shout out to the Knicks. Gritty game 1. Game 2. I mean, once again, Spurs had a lead. It wasn't a big lead by any means. It was like a 12-point lead. So I don't blame them for blowing this one. This was just a great game. You're not going to lie. Game 2 was just a great game. Spurs had a shot to win it with Wemby mid-range. And remember, reminder, Wemby is 7'5", and he shots open. So he takes an open midi. Open. He's being guarded, but his release is so high, it doesn't matter. And his back iron won't go. Big turnover in this game by him. They grabbed the rebound. 104, 104, 9 seconds left. Wemby turn, grabs the board, and turns to pass the ball to Stefan Castle, and Castle's not looking. And I think in that moment, everyone everyone was picking one side. Like, oh, that's Castle's fault. He's got to be looking for the ball. He's the point guard. Oh, that's Wemby's fault. Like, he's always used to he brings the ball up all the time. Why couldn't he just bring it up for the win? I think it's a little bit of both. I think as the point guard, Stefan Castle's definitely got to be looking for the ball. But then again, Wemby, 9 seconds left. You're the star player. Bring the ball up the court. Or I don't know if they had timeout or not. I actually not sure if they had timeout, but if they had a timeout, they should have used it. So I don't know. I see both sides, but a great game two to watch. Game three was just as good. Um, Spurs in a must win. 115, 111 in a grinder. Wemby had 32 in a must win game. Steph had 23. De'Aaron Fox sucks. Um, so I'll do my recap of the series at the end, and then I'll get in De'Aaron Fox. But it was a gritty win. Um, Brunson had 32. Um, OG had 28. I do remember this game. So great game from OG. OG had a great series. So shout out to him. Game four. It's the all-time collapse. Um, Spurs were up 76-47. And they were up 27 at halftime. And they lose. I don't know what else you could say. OG Anunoby, 33 points in this one. Game-winning tip-in layup. Probably one of the better game winners I've seen in my life. Brunson at 36 was taking clutch shot after clutch shot. If he would have hit that like deep three, as opposed to OG like tipping it in after he missed, the Garden would have gone crazy. The Garden did go crazy either way. But this was a great game. Spurs put up 76 points in the first half, put up 30 in the second half. Wemby had 24 and 13, a 9 of 25 shooting. At 7-5, that's unacceptable. Dylan Harper played a great. Dylan Harper's been hooping. Devin Vassell's been hooping. De'Aaron Fox, I guess, had a good, all right game. But you can't. That can't happen in the NBA Finals. Game 5. Once again, Spurs were up 16 at one point. And it was over. And I think that I don't know how to describe what even happened in the series. I'm just still in shock. Brunson had 45. I mean, Brunson's the king of New York. Brunson will not have to pay for anything in New York City ever, anywhere. Matter of fact, he can go to New Jersey and not pay for anything. But yeah, man. I mean, clutch moments that I remember in this game. Um, Obviously Brunson had how many did he have in the fourth quarter? I think he had 15 in the fourth. Obviously, he's one of the greatest fourth quarter players. Clutch player of the year for a reason. Um, yeah, but one thing I'll remember from this game is I believe it was Mitchell Robinson. It was 93. It was 93 and 90, and OG Was it OG? Yeah, OG missed one of his free throws. And they were only up three, and Mitchell Robinson grabbed the offensive rebound. And that's the moment I'll remember the most. And I think that's really telling of who Mitchell Robinson is. He's just a guy who go in there. Look at in this game, 20 minutes, 2 points, 10 boards, shot two shots. Cat fouled out in 23 minutes. I mean, that's been known. Cat's always in foul trouble. Wemby in a game 7, 19 points, 7 of 19 shooting. Can't happen. Dylan Harper, 25. And I think this game's going to haunt him for a while because he did miss a layup and two free throws towards the end of the game. But in a rookie, you cannot put all the blame on him in that situation. You can, however, put the blame on the 28-year-old, 29-year-old making, yeah, that old actually, making $229 million over the next 5 years. De'Aaron Fox shooting 3 of 15 in a game, must-win Game 5 back against the wall. 7 points in 37 minutes. Um, so, yeah. Steph Castle had 6 on 1 of 10 shooting. Can't happen. As a team, they shot 38% from the field, 32% from 3. Can't happen. So, to recap this finals, I just want to click on De'Aaron Fox's finals performances. He had 7 points in game 1 on 3 of 13 shooting in a loss. Second game, he had 20. I'll give him that. He had a good game 2. They still lost, so it doesn't matter to me. Game 3, he had 12 on 4 of 14 shooting. Game 4, he had 18 in a loss and 6 of 6 shooting. 6 of 16 shooting. He hit 4 threes. In game 5, shot 3 of 15. $29 million, by the way. The highest paid players in the league, by the way. So if I had one player to blame for this finals loss, it'd be De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. And he made that bonehead mistake in game 4 in that comeback where he went up for the layup instead of dribbling the clock out and let OG block it. It was a foul. But don't blow a 27-point lead, and that will happen. So I can't. The block's not all that happened. But yeah, I think that's all. That's all I got. De'Aaron Fox, kind of the reason they lost. Jalen Brunson's the king of New York. Parade was today, actually, so, you know, New York's probably in flames. But yeah, that's all I got for NBA. Let's talk a little NFL draft. I did talk a little NFL draft in my last one, but I kind of want to get into. First pick was Fernando Mendoza, as expected. David Bailey from Texas Tech went to the Jets. Jeremiah Love went 3, which kind of threw me off because I always thought Arvo Reese David Bailey was 2-3, in like switch around the order however you want. But that kind of threw me off. The Cardinal Tate went 4 to the Titans, which the Titans have so many needs and the Cardinals have so many needs, so it's like whatever. Arvo Reese went to the Giants, bolstered up that defense even more. Giants are gonna be scary if they can stay healthy. Chiefs trade up to 6 from the Browns to get Mansour Delane from LSU. Not the corner I would have taken. I didn't think that was gonna be the first corner off the board. But I mean, it's Chiefs. So Sonny Styles to Washington. I think that's a great pick. I think honestly, I wanted Sonny Styles to drop to the Cowboys at 12, but I knew it was never gonna happen. So that's a great pick. Jordan Tyson to the Saints. Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave is going to be a good duo. They can, you know, if Chris Olave gets healthy, and Tyler Shuck was looking very promising at the back end of last season. So, I mean, that could be a good duo. Spencer Fano, I don't know much about offensive linemen outside of Caden Proctor. So I can't speak too much on that pick. And Francis Mayago, he went next to the Giants. He was good for Miami. He's a freak. I mean, I think he's gonna be great. The Giants are gonna be scary this year. Caleb Downs to the boys, to my boys. Uh, Best player in the draft by every GM's metrics. Everyone's saying that's the home run pick of the draft. Caden Proctor, the Dolphins at 12, a little high, a little bit of a reach, in my opinion, but we'll see how it looks. Sorry if I keep looking down. I'm looking at my phone. Ty Simpson goes 13 to the Rams. See, if Stafford was gonna retire after this year, it makes sense. Stafford just signed on for another year of his contract. He has 2 years left of his contract. Then he'll probably retire. So you sit. You wasted the 13th overall pick to have him sit for 2 years and then play. They're trying to go the whole Jordan Love route. It's worked out for the Packers. We'll see if it worked out for the Rams. But initially, I was like, I don't know. Penn State offensive guard Oliva Vega. I'm gonna try pronouncing his name. From Penn State goes to the Ravens. I don't know much. Again, I don't know much about that. Ruben Bain at 15 to the Bucks is an absolute steal. I mean, I thought he was gonna go around 10, but to get him at 15, that's huge for Tampa, and he's staying right in Florida, so that's nice. Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets. I thought that was a great pick up for the Jets, but they do have oh my god, is his name Mason? Um, they have another tight end, another young tight end, Mason Taylor. They have Mason Taylor, and I was like, another young tight end. But we'll see. We'll see. Blake Miller, offensive. I don't know who that is. He goes to the Lions. Caleb Banks goes to the Vikings. We're getting to. Let me just go a minute real quick. 20. Oh, see, this is what. Cowboys let Makai Lemon. They had pick 20. And they let him go to. They traded to the Eagles, and the Eagles get Makai Lemon to replace A.J. Brown, who they just traded like a week and a half ago. So I wasn't happy about that. Cowboys drafted Malachi Lawrence. Don't know much about him, but I'll still touch on him because it's my boys. I've heard it's a little bit of reach. I mean, I really wanted, either like T.J. Parker, Peter Woods, any of those guys. Wasn't too happy with the pick, but it's also like I'll let it play out, see what happens. Casey Concepcion, receiver at A&M, very big return guy, very big in the return game, goes to the Browns. Dylan Thieneman goes to the Bears. I mean, that's exactly who 25 is an absolute steal. The Bears got the steal of the draft, in my opinion. Kalen Rutledge goes to the Texans. Chris Johnson goes to the Dolphins, which from everything I'm reading was an absolute reach. Omar Cooper goes to the Jets. The Jets had 3 first-round picks. So, we'll see how that turns out. Jadarian Price goes to the Seahawks at the end of the first round. Notre Dame. Shout out Notre Dame. I mean, it's a decent pick. Let me see if there's any. That's really the first round. That's really all I want to touch on. I do really want to dive into some baseball real quick. Because I've been obviously baseball's holding most sports fans over until football season starts September. So let's go through it real quick. We're about 2.5 months into the season. We're about 75 games into the season. And the Cubs have fallen from where they were. And when I made the last podcast, it's where they've fallen. Fallen hard. Losing series to the Rockies, to the Giants, to the Athletics. Getting swept on a 10-game losing streak. Still 3 games over. So, Two 10-game winning streaks this season, by the way. But also a 10-game losing streak. Get Dansby Swanson early lineup, Craig. Oh my God. We've oh, it irks me that he's in the lineup. He had a homer yesterday. Went 1 for 4 yesterday with a homer. So he's batting like 170. He's batting like 178, bro. Let me see who's batting. Let me see who's batting. Even with that, even with that home run yesterday, he's batting 176. 176 is what this man is batting. 176. And he's in the lineup every single day. I get his defense is great. I get he's one of the best defenders in the league. But come on, man. You cannot justify that. Teach Matt Shaw to play short. And please, or if you don't want to play Shaw, put Nico at short and let Pedro Ramirez start playing more. Because God, oh, I'd also like to say, oh my God, actually, to all the PCA haters out there, honestly, like, what do you have to say about now? Y'all been real quiet recently. Y'all been real quiet recently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-game hit streak. And before that, it was a 12-game hit streak. 20 of his last 21 games, he's gotten a hit. He's been 276, 15 homers, 37 RBIs. He's got 16 stolen bases. OPS up to 854. This guy's elite, man. This guy is a franchise player. This guy is he's a 5-tool player. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what batting leadoff is doing for him. Shout out Craig Counsell. One decision that I can absolutely agree with him about. He hit for the cycle on Monday when I was at the game. Got picked off right after, but he still hit for the cycle. It's unbelievable. Who else do I want to touch on the Cubs? Nico falling off the face of the earth. He's batting from where he was. He's batting 233. I don't know what happened. I don't remember the last time he got an RBI. He's fallen off, and I don't get it. But he better figure it out. Seiya's all right. Bet 261. I'll give Seiya some credit. Bush has been quietly consistent. 248, which is all right. But it's also like from where he started, he's been like 089 through the first like 25 games of the season. He's been unbelievable. From where he started, that's unbelievable. Bregman's all right. Ben 250 for a guy we're paying $35 million a year for. He's got to step it up at the plate. He's a great defender. I get it. Trust me. Our infield is awesome. But come on. Hap, OPS over 800, 16 homers. That I want that average up a little bit at 224. But it's all right. Carson Kelly, great behind the dish. 277. Can't ask for much more from a guy who doesn't play every day. And the pitching's gotten Assad should keep his starting role whenever these guys come back. Send Ray to the bullpen. At this point, maybe Shoto was alright last start. Taillon needs to get sent to the bullpen. Cabrera might have just gotten hurt, sent to the IL again. We'll see in a couple days. Webb out of the bullpen's been great. I mean, he's got a 3.13, but what are you gonna do? Thielbar kind of sucks now. He was good, but I don't know what happened to him. He's just been struggling. Palencia just got placed on the injured list. I forgot about that actually until I just thought about him. Um, Ethan Roberts has been all right. The bullpen is just shot. Hobie Miller's all right. I mean, it's just a bunch of random guys, man. All right, but let's not talk about the Cubs. Let's talk about the whole MLB as a whole. AL East dogfight of a race. Rays kind of died a little bit though. They're 3.5 back of the Yankees. Yankees 45-27 without Judge, by the way. Judge has been injured for a couple weeks now. But a couple guys I want to highlight on the Yankees real quick. Let me see this. Ben Rice this season is batting .289 with 20 homers, 49 RBIs with a .993 OPS. Ben Rice. Who would have thought that Ben Rice was going to have a breakout year? It's unbelievable. Bellinger's having a great year as well. He's batting .278, 854 OPS, 49 RBIs, 11 homers. He's having a good year. Goldschmidt, I don't remember what kind of year he's having. 918 OPS. He's been 298. Yeah, okay, the top of the lineup's absurd with Judge when Judge is healthy. Who else in the lineups? Caballero's having a good year. Their pitching's good. I mean, the Yankees are having a great year. The Rays are good. And then the rest of the division there. AL Central, Guardians and White Sox. Twins are low-key up there, 4.5 out, because it's a kind of a weak division. But hell of a year from the White Sox so far. I mean, Colson Montgomery's got 20 homers. Murakami's got 20 homers. Chase Meadroth's having a good year. Miguel Vargas is having an awesome year. I mean, this guy's having a great year. Randall Grichuk, they just brought up Colson's little brother Braden. At least I think they're related. I actually don't know. I actually just lied. I actually don't know if they're related at all. But top prospect. I mean, Burke's been good. Sean Burke's been good. Davis Martin's been unbelievable. I mean, Cy Young candidate in my opinion. But yeah, the White Sox have been good. The Guardians are quiet. The Guardians are always quietly good. I mean, you got Cade Smith. Cade Smith Cade Smith is unbelievable. He's got 24 saves. He's 2-0 with a 2.38, 24 saves, first in the MLB. He's got a 1 homer all year. He's been great. Gavin Williams has been good for them. They did just lose. Jose Ramirez for 4 to 6 weeks, I think, broken hand. So I'm interested to see how they can manage without him. But they're having a good year. But yeah, AL Central, AL West just sucks. I mean, the Mariners are 39-37, and they got a 2-game lead over the A's, who are second. I don't really want to talk about them. Let's go to the NL. Braves, best record in baseball. I think, no. Dodgers have the best record in baseball. Shocker. But yeah, man, that leads down to 6.5. And because the Phillies, after they fired Rob Thompson, have been absolutely unbelievable from where they started. I mean, yeah, they've just been unbelievable. Braves are still great. They got Baldwin, they got Olsen, they got Ozzy Albies, I believe, is having a decent year. Let me see. Let me just double check that before I just start yapping. Yeah, Ozzy Albies is having a decent year. Drake Baldwin, I believe, is still having a good year. Yes, he is. What was Olsen? Matt Olson plays right field. He can't play the outfield. I didn't know he played outfield. Matt Olson's yeah, this dude's having an unbelievable year. Um, Mauricio Dubon is having no. They just have Austin Riley is having a bad year, but I know. But when Austin Riley's hot, he rakes. So I'm not worried about that. Solid pitching, I think. The Rays are scary. The Phillies, Harper's having a great year. Schwarber's having a great year. Trey Turner is not having a good year at all, actually. Brandon Marsh is having a great year. Forgot about him. Alec Bohm is having an alright year. Bryson Stott's having an alright ish year for him. They just got guys. They got a bunch of guys. So yeah, I'm curious to see what the Phillies can do over the next couple few months to try to catch the Braves, but only 6.5 out. That's great from where they started. Um, the Nationals, both 500 still. Didn't expect that from the Nationals. The Mets suck. Shocker. NL Central, we talked about the Cubs. The Reds fell off. The Pirates fell off. The Cardinals have yet to fall off, and it's actually kind of it's kind of annoying. JJ Weatherhold's having a great year, I think. He's having a decent year. Ivan Herrera's having a good year. I know that for a fact, actually. Uh, Jordan Walker's having a good year. Just solid pitching. I mean, it's a solid team. Um, the Brewers. I hate talking about the Brewers, so I'll talk about them real quick because I hate them. Mizorowski's great, obviously. Um, he's unbelievable. Churio's having a great year. Great. Since his comebacks been having a great. Terang's good. Yelich is good. Vaughn, Bowers, all the good. Yeah, okay. I'm done talking about the Brewers. NL West, Dodgers are always good. I'm sick of talking about the Dodgers. It's just kind of unfair. I'm not gonna lie. They just swept the Rays. Um, Otani on the mound has a 147, and he has 15 homers, 42 ribbies, 296 with a 960 OPS, and he's 7-2 on the mound with a 147. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you supposed to do? Andy Pajas having a great year still. 15 homers, 56 RBIs. I mean, he's unbelievable. You still got Freeman, Betts, Tucker. Tucker's not having a good year, but he has the ability to have a good year. Uh, Alex Call. He's kind of there for average, about 260. He doesn't play every day. Yeah. So I'll go through my award predictions real quick. NL Cy Young. Awards as of right now. These are not my predictions. I'll give predictions at the end of the season. As of right now, Jacob Mrozowski in the NL, Cam Schlittler in the AL, MVP in the NL. That's hard. Probably have to go Matt Olson. Yeah, probably Matt Olson. Am I forgetting anybody? No. I can't give it to Otani. I might be able to give it to Otani based off his pitching, but I don't want to do that. Either Otani or Matt Olson. In the AL, let me. I gotta actually think about that. Oh, it's short. My bad. My bad. Short on. Jordan. Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez is absolutely raking. It's actually unbelievable. Um, yeah, and the NL MVP. Google says it's Shohei's the overwhelming odds-on favorite. I don't like it just because I think it has to be, but I just don't like it. Manager of the year. It's hard not to give it to in the NL to Pat Murphy. The AL. If the White Sox win their division, I'll give it to the White Sox. I can't remember his name, and I'm sorry, but I'll give it to him. I think that's all. It's really all I got. I'm not going through Silver Slugger and all that right now. I've got time for all that. And then do want to touch on the NBA draft. Um, how long is this? Oh, not a short episode. My fault, guys. Um, NBA. So I just want to touch on. At one, my pick has always been AJ. It will always be AJ. Darren Peterson has come out in the last few days that has said he doesn't want to play for Utah. Um, so I'd be curious to see what Utah does at 2. And I think he might drop to 3. And I think Cam Boozer might go 2. The problem is Utah just traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. So Darren Peterson slides in perfectly. I think what should happen, what will happen, is two different things. I honestly do believe that Darren Peterson might go 1, because there's been a lot of talk over the last week that's changing. So I think maybe for the sake of this, I'll go Darren Peterson 1, AJ 2, Cam Boozer 3, Caleb Wilson 4, 5. Five, I really do think it should be Darius Acuff. So I don't know. CBS Sports has it mocked at Michael Brown, but I don't think he should go that high. 6, they have Nate Ament. The the Nets have so many needs that honestly it doesn't matter who they pick. 7, they have Acuff. I don't mind the Brown going here or Wagler. They're having Wagler drop. And they have a Dimar at 8 to the Hawks. I don't mind that. 9, they have Keaton Wagler. Wagler can play the 2. So you'd be Kyrie, Wagler, and Coop. 10, they have Kingston Flemings to Milwaukee. I don't know. See, Milwaukee is so interesting because they need to figure out what Giannis is doing. They have Perez Johnson Jr. going 11 to the Warriors. I don't like that. 12, they have Burries from Arizona. I liked him. 13, they have Yaks. 14, they have Heinz Steinbeck. I really do think he's a very underrated player in this draft. Double machine at Washington. I mean, when he had a 22.24 board game, he was unbelievable. I love him. LeBaron Philon to the Bulls. Wouldn't mind that. He was a dog at Alabama. So yeah. Cam Card to mind that. Where do they have Bennett Sturts going? They have Bennett Sturts going to 18 to Charlotte. I don't like that for my boy. And my problem is anywhere I want him to be able to play, but they have Melo, Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's a 2 guy though, so it doesn't matter. They have Brandon Miller and Kobe White. You could run, and they have Khan. So you could run Melo, Khan, and Brandon Miller together. You have Kobe right off the bench, maybe at the 2, and let Ben Sturts on the 1 off the bench, but even that's a little small. I don't know. I'm curious to see where they put him. Um, but I really think that's all I got. That's all I really want to talk about today. As opposed to the NBA draft. World Cup's on. I don't know much, so I'm not gonna touch much on it. I'm obviously rooting for the USA. Had a great showing against oh my god, who they play? I don't want to say Paraguay and be wrong, but I actually truly do believe it was Paraguay. It was Paraguay. Nice. They had a great showing against Paraguay. They have a much harder test tomorrow against Australia. So they win that one. They're guaranteed to go through to the knockout basically. Um, but yeah, Spain drew with Cape Verde. That was huge. I know that. I was watching that game a little bit. Um, Mbappe had 2 goals. Haaland had 2 goals. Messi's the GOAT, by the way. He had a hat trick. Ronaldo kind of sucks. Ronaldo's terrible. Drew with the Congo. And he had no goals and no shots on target in 90 minutes of play. Not my GOAT. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.